friends, welcome back to my channel and to another video. As a follow-up to my last video on what I got for Christmas, I thought it would be fun to continue on the jewelry theme and share with you my wish list for 2024. First though, I wanted to show you the set that I'm wearing today, and if you don't care about that, that's totally fine. Feel free to skip to the next chapter. You may or may not have noticed that I live in loungewear, and I thought it might be a good idea to just have a couple pieces that I could wear while filming, but also that I could wear, to go shopping or to have a casual day meeting with friends or something during the season. The thing is, I live in Toronto and I hate the winters here. And so my uniform for the season is literally just black sweats. And unless I have a meeting or a girls' night or even an event to attend, I'm in black sweats. I just do not like this season. It is so cold for so long, and I really just hate shopping for winter clothes. And so, when I'm home filming, I don't necessarily want to dress all the way up, but I do want to be presentable for you guys. So anyway, this girl in one of the Facebook groups that I'm in shared that she gets her cute loungewear from a brand called Meshki. And I had heard of the brand before, but I never bought anything. And then I saw this set go on sale and I really like it. I think it's really cute. The material is so soft and it's really comfortable. But yeah, definitely a site to check out. I'll link it and this set in the description box below in case you're interested. It also comes in a couple other colors. I think it's black and white and maybe something else too, but it's a great set. I really like it. So wanted to share it with you guys. So now that we've cleared up my winter wardrobe struggles, let's get into my 2024 jewelry wish list. So these items are in no particular order whatsoever, and I don't expect to get all of the items on this list this year. Probably just mentally prioritize a select few as I make my purchases throughout the year. But with that said, I do have a tiny confession to share with you later on in the video, so definitely stay tuned for that. So forgive me, I'm going to be looking at my phone periodically just because that's where my list and my notes are, so just bear with me. So the first items on my list are from a jewelry brand called Idyl or Idyl, and they were actually on my Christmas wish list video as well. One that I've had my eye on for months now, maybe even over a year, is actually this really cool ear cuff called the Power Ear Cuff. And as I mentioned in that last video, my ears aren't pierced, so I don't own any earrings or ear jewelry, and I'm not planning to get my ears pierced really anytime soon. So I think this piece would be a good starter piece of ear jewelry to have, and maybe eventually it'll encourage me to re-pierce my ears. I think it's really beautiful and something that I've been considering for a long time, so this might just be the year to pull the trigger. The next Idyl piece is the Lena necklace. How beautiful is that? It's essentially a gold necklace with the Lena pendant, which is a trail of 6 diamonds set in gold. So simple, but also very beautiful and appropriate for dressy occasions, but subtle enough that it can be worn casually. And I really think that that would suit my lifestyle. I just think it would be a nice little bit of sparkle to add to, my everyday outfits. And yeah, it just looks really polished and I really like it. But with that said, I'm not generally a huge necklace person, and with earrings, I don't have any necklaces. I mean, I used to when I was much younger, but I think I could safely say that I haven't worn a necklace in maybe a decade, maybe more. I don't know why. I don't know. I just stopped and I just have never gone back. So, much like the ear cuff, I think this would be a really nice piece to start with. Now, having said that, let's move on to the next pieces in my wish list. And what are they? They're necklaces. For someone who's not into necklaces, I do have quite a few on my list. One necklace that I really want, maybe just as much as the Idyl piece or the Idyl piece, is the Cartier necklace in the small size. From my understanding, there's an extra small size, a small size, and a large size. I think they're all really pretty, but personally, I think the large would be a bit too large for me and the extra small a bit too small. So I would definitely go with the small size. I think it's double the carats of the extra small. And so you see a bit more diamond. It's actually not incredibly more expensive than the extra small. So that's why I think I would just put in the few hundred extra and go with the small size. But I just love this. Like the Idyl piece, I think it's really dainty and feminine and simple and elegant and dressy, but suitable for casual wear. I want it. I mean, I'd love to get them both, but I don't think I would be able to do that at the same time. So I would definitely have to start with one over the other. And to be honest, between the two, I think I would probably start with the Cartier piece before the Idyl piece and then eventually get the Idyl piece to layer with the Cartier piece. That's just kind of my thought process right now. So another Cartier necklace that I think is really cute is the Baby Love necklace. I don't think that's the real name because on the site it just calls it a love necklace, but I've heard other people call it the Baby Love necklace, and I assume that's because, it's just differentiating between that necklace and the other love necklace style that's on the website. But it's something that I recently saw, and I'm not sure if it's like the novelty that's drawing me to it, or if it's something that I really will like long term. But I'm thinking the next time I go in, to pick up my Cartier d'Amour necklace, I will try it on and see how it looks on me. So that's definitely another contender that I've been thinking a lot about since I saw it, but it's also one that, I think I probably have to think on for a bit longer before making a decision. When it comes to luxury purchases, I personally like to kind of just let them sit for a while, usually a couple months before I go and buy them so that I know that by the time that I buy them that there's something that I really like and want. So I think I'm just gonna have to do that with this piece as well, but it is really, really cute. So moving on to bracelets briefly. To match my Cartier d'Amour necklace, I would love the Quartier d'Amour bracelet, also in the small size. But I think in this case, I would start with the necklace before the bracelet. So this cute little thing is just gonna have to wait a bit. Two other bracelets that I'm just spooning after are the Van Cleef & Arpels Sweet Alhambra bracelet in rose gold. So in the hammered rose gold, the Sweet Alhambra bracelet comes in both a single motif and a six motif version. I just do kind of wish that they came in hammered yellow gold instead because I do tend to prefer yellow gold. I've heard, that some stores let customers special order certain pieces, but I believe that it's very highly tied to your spend, as well as there's a 30% markup on those pieces. So I don't think that option would be available to me based on spend alone. I wouldn't actually mind spending the 30% extra to have, you know, the bracelets in the gold that I want, but I wouldn't make it past the spend threshold for sure. So, that's totally fine. I would be super happy to even purchase the rose gold versions of both of those bracelets. And yes, I want the single motif and the six motif eventually. So the next bracelet is one that I've wanted for years. I would say easily over a decade, maybe like 13 to 14 years. And it is the Return to Tiffany Heart Tag bead bracelet. Because when I first saw it, I couldn't wrap my head around spending 2 to 3 thousand on a gold bracelet, nor could my bank account stretch that far, to be honest. I just ended up going for all of the silver versions, like in all of the sizes. So I have like at least 5 Tiffany bead bracelets in sterling silver. And I still love and cherish them. It's just that I don't really wear silver anymore. I feel like I've kind of grown out of it. But in the meantime, I've actually supplemented the gold Tiffany bead bracelet with a Mejuri bracelet. It's this one actually. It's called I believe it's the metallic spheres bracelet. I also have this one. It's in smaller beads, and this is called the bold spheres bracelet, I believe. This one is in solid gold, and this one is in their gold vermeil, but it's not solid gold. Unfortunately, though, they don't make this one anymore. So if something happens to this, I'm gonna be really, really sad. They're both great pieces. This one I really, really love, but I am eager to finally replace it with the Tiffany gold bead bracelet. So we'll see. Hopefully, I can add that to my collection this year. Another Tiffany bracelet that I think is really cool is the Tiffany T narrow wire bracelet. I believe it retails now for 2,600 Canadian dollars, which, by the way, I will point out a few weeks ago it was 2,500 Canadian dollars. So there have been price increases with Tiffany as well. My only worry about this piece is that I've learned that it has a tendency to kind of bend in a way that causes a misalignment between the T's. And I would guess that that's really just because of how thin the bangle is, and as a result of that, it's more malleable. But I think it's really, really pretty. It's just, I don't know if, knowing that it could bend, I could justify purchasing it. You know what I mean? I do wonder though if it bends like that because it's being put on and taken off frequently, and if wearing it without taking it off would make any difference. But then again, like I've said before, I don't like to wear my jewelry all the time. I usually take it off when I'm at. So I'd be someone that takes it off after every wear. But yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that, especially if you own one of these bracelets or are considering buying one as well, because I just don't know how to square up, purchasing something that will eventually bend out of shape through regular wear. I feel like it shouldn't do that. Like I mentioned in my Christmas wishlist video, I really love the Tiffany Elsa Peretti Pearls by the Yard bracelet. I actually have this version by Mejuri that I bought before I even knew that Tiffany had a bracelet like this. And I'd love to eventually get the Tiffany one, but like I said in the Christmas wishlist video, I'm not in a huge rush because I do love the Mejuri version that I have. And I haven't seen the Tiffany version in person yet, so I don't know if I'd like it more or less than the bracelet that I already have. But I would eventually like to replace the Mejuri one that I have with the Tiffany version, because the Tiffany one is in solid gold, whereas the Mejuri one is again in their gold vermeil. And based on my friend's experience with the Mejuri bracelet, it can actually discolor on the chain as well as weaken near the pearl and even break near the pearl. So I would love something that's a bit sturdier. But again, because I do have the Mejuri version and I love it, it's not a huge priority for me to purchase the Tiffany one just yet. So this next item is a ring that I think once I have it, I will be in ring peace, at least temporarily. And it is the Tiffany T True Narrow Ring in yellow gold. I think it is so, so cute. It's already really cool and sleek looking, and I've never seen it on anyone else, to be honest. So I think that automatically makes it even cooler and more unique. I really, really want it as like a pinky ring, and to dress it up, I think it would look so pretty stacked with this thin Mejuri diamond infinity band. Oh, so pretty. And finally, well, almost finally, I have two Hermès jewelry pieces on my wish list. I believe I also included them in my Christmas wish list video, but they are the Chaîne d'Ancre Enchaînée ring and the very small farandole bracelet, both in the rose gold. But have you seen the recent price increases? The ring is now 3,125 Canadian dollars, up from 2,800 just a couple weeks ago, and the bracelet is 2,875, up from 2,500. I think that's insane, especially when you consider the additional cost due to tax. It's just crazy.
I think a lot of Hermès fine jewelry is absolutely beautiful and I'm sure very well made, but when I think of the brand, I think of it more of as a leather brand and not necessarily a jewelry brand. So when I see these prices, I wonder if it's really worth it and if instead I should invest in the pieces on my list from those brands that are renowned for their jewelry like Cartier, VCA, and Tiffany. Of course, worth is relative and we're paying a premium for all of these brands, but is it worth it to buy Hermès fine jewelry over fine jewelry from jewelry houses, especially considering that Hermès fine jewelry actually seems comparatively more expensive? Those familiar with Hermès know that fine jewelry is allegedly an important spending category for the brand, particularly if you're interested in eventually being offered a quota back. So with that said, Hermès fine jewelry, like everything else, will continue to increase in price, but perhaps more substantially given the leverage that the product category holds for shoppers. Like I said, I usually buy what I like, so I do think that eventually I'll buy the pieces that I showed you earlier. But what do you think? Should I prioritize the main jewelry brands for now, or consider investing in the Hermès fine jewelry pieces that I want, considering that there's only really a couple and that their already high prices are likely to continue to rise substantially?
So these last three pieces I'm really just including for manifestation purposes. Let's see if I can speak them into my life. Realistically, I'll probably have to wait a little bit before I can go purchase them. And to be honest, as much as I love them, I do not mind holding off on them for a bit, maybe till next year or the year after, because they are, classic pieces that aren't going anywhere. Not to say that the pieces that I've mentioned previously are going somewhere. It's just that, these ones might take a little bit longer to save for. And I mean, I'm fine with that. I'm not in a huge rush. And in the meantime, I can just take the time to build my fine jewelry collection, and then those pieces can be like the icing on the cake. So these may not surprise you, they may even bore you because they are pretty sought after pieces for a lot of people. I would love the Cartier Justin Clou bracelet in the small size with diamonds. The Van Cleef Arpels yellow hammered gold 5 motif Alhambra bracelet, and the slim Cartier glove bracelet. I know, how typical. They're just so pretty. I can't help but want them. I'm sorry. And I would love to get them in that order. So the Justin Clou first, followed by the Alhambra, and finally the glove. My only fear is how much they'll increase in price before I can actually get my hands on them. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I just know it's gonna hurt. I feel it. It's gonna be a lot. So that is my 2024 jewelry wish list. But before I end, I have a tiny confession for you. One of these items is actually already on its way. I won't tell you what it is, but I will say that I placed the order about a month ago, and I was told it would take 3 to 4 months to arrive. So maybe based on that, you can make an educated guess as to what it is. But at this point, I have 2 to 3 months of waiting on pins and needles for it to get here. And guys, I am so excited for this piece. It's gonna be so beautiful. Ah, I'm just so excited. The thing is, it wasn't planned. It was actually something that I was looking to purchase for my birthday in March. But when I reached out to my SA about it, he let me know the wait time, and that's actually why I decided to order it when I did, rather than wait until March and then order it then and have to wait an additional 3 to 4 months, if not longer, for it to come in. So I'm really hoping that it does come in time for my birthday, but if it doesn't, then it will probably come shortly after and it will still be really, really special, and I'm still really, really looking forward to it. Of course, once it comes in, you'll be the first to know about it, but I would love to hear your guesses as to what it could be. So aside from that order, I don't really know what I'll go for next. There are a couple rings on the list that I really, really want, especially the Tiffany one. But as you know, I recently purchased 2 Cartier rings, the Justin Clou and the Love. And so I'm thinking that maybe I should take a break from buying rings for the time being and maybe focus on adding like the Cartier d'Amour necklace to my collection. I don't know, we'll see. But I'm definitely looking forward to my order. That's something that I'll probably wait for first before making another purchase. But we'll see what happens. So, friends, that is my 2024 jewelry wish list. I'd love to hear what's on your jewelry wish list for this year, especially if we have items in common. So, definitely let me know in the comments. And as always, I've put links to the items in the description in case you're interested in checking them out. Anyway, I'll be back with another video next week. In the meantime, though, please come join me over on Instagram where I share curated photos and videos. But that's it for today. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you in the next one.